Alright, this is my '07 Harley Softail. I bought it a few months ago, and it's a badass bike. I like everything that's done to it. 103 kit, high compression, cams, everything. The only thing I kind of want to change right now is the exhaust. It looks cool. I mean, it sounds badass, but it is loud. I mean, in my younger days, you know, when I was a teenager, I've been great. Now, I just want to quiet down a little bit. So, I was looking at buying a set of pipes. Can't find a set I really like. Well, I can, but I don't know if I want to necessarily spend the money on it. So, instead, I'm going to make a set. Or at least see if I can come up with something I like that I can make out of those pipes. So now those are just like the LAF pipes you can find on eBay. They're like 100 to 150 bucks. So I don't feel bad about trying to cut them up or anything. If I can't come up with something I like, I'll just buy them. But see what happens. The best thing to do for that too is to use the header pipe right there, and there's some in that box. You buy an 1 3/4 weld-up header kit from like Summit or Racing or Jegs, and you got a perfect set you can make your pipes from. That's exactly what I did for my Sportster, and they turned out great. So I kind of really just want to keep that shape because it clears all the, it's got the clear Roland Sands covers on there, and it clears everything. And I want to make sure I want to clear the hydraulic clutch line and everything else too. Because some of the pipes I looked at that I kind of liked actually go right across here to block the cover, which I don't want to do. And same with the front pipe. Some of them roll down here and kind of get close with the rear pipe rolling up next to it and wrapping around, which would be fine because the stock cover is like a round portion right here where this bulges out, so that would never clear. So I'm kind of limited, so I decided to see if I can make something I like with parts I have. Start with pulling the pipes off, cutting these ends off, and getting this wrap off. Once I got these ends cut off, I'm probably just going to make two 90s and kind of come down side by side down here. And always put like a towel or something over painted areas you don't want to actually scratch. Just pick up them pipes, the longer ones, you know, you're trying to get an angle right or something like that. You got the long pipe on there, you swing it up and accidentally hit your tank, you're going to be pretty mad at yourself. So always be careful where you're swinging those long pipes when you're trying to match them up, and you know, cover it up a little bit. So I got the O2 sensors unplugged already. Just gotta undo the bolts. And you're gonna hear my heater come on. Even though it's May right now, it's like 40 degrees outside and windy as hell. So and yeah, just the other day it was short sleeves and really nice. Screw number one. I have to give it a wrench. In other words, power tools. One pipe. Like I said, these pipes are super cheap off eBay, like $100 to $150, but then you buy the bare or the wrapped ones. It's called LAF pipes. Loud as F. It's got some little like homemade lollipop baffles inside there, some soot you can't really see for a little bit of back pressure. But in other words, they are loud. both the pipes off here. And like I said, I think I'm just going to cut the ends off. Take the wrap off, cut the ends off so I have two pipes coming straight down, and I can figure out where I want my vent. And this is my Slugger cold thaw. This thing's a beast. Slower speed carbide blade. Makes nice smooth cuts. The only thing is there is a couple teeth chipped out of that blade through my own fault by not having it clamped into there too well, and the pipe, you know, jamming against it a couple of times. Entirely my fault, but it'll cut smooth enough as exhaust pipe for now until my new blade arrives. So, let's see what we got here. Not a bad cut, especially for having a couple chipped teeth on the blade. A lot better than trying to use a Sawzall or something else. So, like I said, that's off it, and I can figure out where I want to go from there. I just gotta cut the other one, hang them back on the bike, and start mocking up some other pipes. Yeah. Alright, so I got the pipes back on the bike, and they're bolted up like fairly snugly, but so I can get a little bit more of a wiggle. And well, they kind of sit kind of weird. I mean, you kind of noticed it when they're on the bike, but it wasn't that noticeable when they're, you know, wrapped up and they drop right here. But they're basically resting like where they want to rest. You get like a little bit of a wiggle, but it's kind of where they want to sit naturally in the flange there. So, and my idea is to run two pipes kind of side to side and back, but I definitely got to fix that weird kind of angle. Like, I need them to be staggered out a little bit, but this one kind of goes down that direction while this one goes down that direction, really. Kind of see it there. So, and it kind of goes back a little bit, so I can't just just 90 it because it's way too close to the clutch cable. It needs to be like out here to clear it. And let's see what happens there. Probably have to move that pipe out a little bit, which I can do. So what I might do first is cut a straight cut across here and see if I can just rotate it kind of up, and that should bring that angle up and bring it out simultaneously. And if I need to do the same to this, I can always do it right here, rotate it up a little bit to bring the pipe out more, to try to clear that, depending whether I run them kind of down side by side or if I want to run one underneath the other, so they're either staggered up and top or next to each other. Figure that out once I get this in a position that's more workable. So I'll flip it off. Like I said, I'll cut here and kind of rotate it out. Alright, made my cut where I was. Now I made a mark where it looks like it works up almost perfect. if I'm holding it at the right angle. But that's a lot better. I get it right about there. So now they're basically parallel to each other, instead of like that, like it was. It was like right there originally. So now I can get it out like that. Actually come off with some bends better. So I'll probably tack that in place up there just so I don't have to hold it as much. The one thing I did too is it's always a good idea to disconnect your battery, or for Harleys, pull out the main fuse before you do any type of welding. Even though it's on the exhaust, it shouldn't really backfeed any voltage or anything like that. Just to be on the safe side, you don't want to accidentally do any damage to your computer if it's fuel injected. And it's got a Vance & Hines fuel pack on it. I disconnected that too, so don't want to risk anything. That's awesome. It just fell out of my clamp there. Oh. Now I gotta fix that. I don't know where the bolt went. It just fell out at some point. Alright, I'll fix that and get back to it. Alright, got my clamp fixed up. And just put a couple tacks. I'm only ever gonna tack anything on the bike either way, but I still got this heat blanket here. And I pulled the seat off just so I don't have a stray tack going somewhere where I don't want it to. Gonna line up where I think I want to be, close to it. About where I need it. Push back down. I also pulled it at the towel that was up here protecting the paint on the tank. Make sure I pull that off too, because I don't want a stray spark catching that on fire. So make sure pull that towel off before you, or whatever you're using to protect your paint when you're swinging plates around. And now it should be farther to where I need it. That's obviously going to be too long. Now I could probably cut this in a way to find one that's more subtle. Like this. There we go. Look at that. Actually kind of meets up quite nice. Okay, I cut this off here, probably right about. And always remember you might need to use another piece, so don't cut it where it's almost useful or a weird angle. Every cut's got to be straight in line with your angle. So I'll probably, it's not going to be long enough anyway, so I'll probably cut it right here if I need to use this piece. Still can, but it looks like it's going to work for me. And then I might be able to, like I said, either bring them down underneath each other. Something like that. That's what I might do. Bring them right underneath each other and then side by side and out there. Alright, cut that piece and come right back. I'm not going to show a bunch of videos of just me cutting and like sparks. Ooh, sparks flying. You know, the reality shows. Who cares? Show you the actual pipes being made. So I got that first piece tacked on, which I actually kind of struggled with a little bit, only because I want the cover, the clear cover up, so no weld spatter does any little burns in there. and ruin it. So I had to have it covered, but at the same time I'm trying to hold this pipe parallel to this and in line here too. So it's kind of hard to do that without seeing it. The first tack I made, I thought it was good because I'm doing it like this. I pulled up and it was actually kind of angled forward too much. So I broke that tack, and then just second time around I got it good. I mean, if you don't have clear covers, you're obviously fine. Just little tacks ain't gonna really hurt much, but didn't want to burn this. So I got that pretty much the way I think I want it. And any little gaps I can just fill with weld. But as long as the transition appears to be pretty seamless, you don't want a weird angle like that where you'll be able to tell even when it's wrapped that there's something funny going on there. You want to at least flow. Now I gotta get this, which this isn't the piece I'm needling, but just have something like that. Just gotta find something that can match that bend a little better. This bend's a little harder. And two different bends there. Hopefully I got something to match that better. I didn't think about that. Might have been better off than using this one, but we'll see. So I just mock, tack, fit, come up with something. If it doesn't work, break the tacks, redo it. Now, one thing I was thinking is I wish I had some pipes that were a couple of bends are a little bit bigger of a radius to kind of match that on the outside. Like I said, when I was trying to make them match up, the inside versus outside radius kind of. Get a little better angle for what I'm talking about. Kind of leaves that weird, not perfect matchup. I mean, it's whatever. But if I get that smooth matching. So what I did was I found my old Sportster pipes, some stock Sportster pipes, and they were not perfect. It's a little bit bigger of a radius and kind of matches a little bit better. Not really holding this where it needs to be, but so these are stainless steel, but I'm not too worried about welding them together. I think they'll hold up fine over time. After all, actually, when I did my Sportster pipes, I used another set of stock pipes, and I just used the upper portions there and there of the stock Sportster pipes, which are stainless, with the O2 sensors, and I made the rest of it out of the header tubing. And they're on there. I just sold that bike. They're on there for 8 years. No issue with the stainless to the mild steel or anything. But, so I think I'll. So luckily, with header wrap, I can fudge some of the angles a little bit if they're not perfect, rather than trying to cut them perfectly, because that can be a pain in the butt sometimes. So. Still want to get them as close as I can, so kind of get it even flow. One tack, one tack at a time. You can still get a little bit of wiggle out if you need to. And twist that in a little bit. Looks pretty good down there. Not too bad. So I'm probably going to have them staggered ever so slightly, not perfectly in each other. See how I like it. If it looks like crap, then all I'll probably have to do is cut what I welded up here, and push this pipe out a little bit. Let's see. I think it could work. Alright, that's tacked there. I'll throw another tack back here so it doesn't try to twist on me as I'm making it. this way every time so I can see exactly how it's going. And that kind of sucks. Like I can make like a sliver of pipe, but I might bring 1 3/4 both out here towards the back more. Both 1 3/4 back here, and then step it up to like a 2-inch pipe. Use 2-inch for a tip, which I might actually end up using this. Just cut it at a different angle. Alright, so this is pretty much what I got. This isn't exactly what I was envisioning, but I kind of did it, and I actually kind of like the way it's turning out. These aren't cut to exactly how I want them yet, whatever, but kind of a slight turn down and a slight angle down and out. And I'll stagger them a little bit, but I'll make them cuts. Probably have this one cut a little bit back like that. That way, from the beginning of the bend to the end of the bend, be like the same length kind of. But this will be back here. But these are just pipes I had. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them yet, because ideally I'd have this one be a little bit longer, come out here, rather than this one be shorter. I'm not sure. So if I gotta get another 2-inch pipe with a bend in it and cut it, that's what I'll do. But yeah, this is a 2-inch pipe. You just weld it around here, and like I did with my sports strip, paint the whole system black, start the bike up, run it, let it bake in. I use the REI silicone paint. Take the system back off, and then just wrap it with a titanium wrap up to the point for this, and you got the black tips on there. I think that's what I'm going to do. Like I said, I might not use that pipe exactly, but that's the idea. Like I said, I might get something a little bit longer to bring it back a little bit further, I'm not sure. The other thing I want to do is get some sort of baffles to put in there. If I got the bend on the end of the pipe, I might not be able to put a straight baffle in there. Removable one, so I might have to get something like a non-packed baffle, all steel baffle, whatever, to weld inside there before I weld everything completely together, you know. But I'm actually kind of digging it. Well, to be continued once I get baffles and get the wrap and everything.